Welcome, everybody, to the Crypto Kingdom. This is London. We're going to stream tonight, talk about Bitcoin, all of the technical analytics, guys, TA, that we can bring into the picture, okay? I'm a former financial professional. There is Angel. Hey, Spaceman Angel, what is going on, brother? We turned him into a spaceman. Hey, Angel, how are you tonight? That's our top contributor. Guys, my name is London, former Harvard Business School, former Duke University, et cetera, financial professional. And, guys, not financial advice, but we love this market, crypto. It is why we are here. Guys, if you're into Dogecoin, if you're into Sheeb, if you're into Harmony One, whatever you're into, I just want to encourage you to pay attention to the technicals. We have VIP, that is our top level of membership. And guys, we are just committed to providing and reinforcing the top technicals in the market. That is what we do. So shout out, please go ahead and hit the like button. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and get a text out to Angel. Going to go through some EMA work tonight in terms of exponential moving averages. If you guys are familiar with that, that's great. If you're not, I will show you how to put these on your chart. One of the things I do is throughout the week, I make sure that you guys have all the tools, that you have all the lines, that you have essentially everything in place so that you can try and beat the market. That's what Alpha is, guys. Our VIP is a top level of membership. And guys, we just try and beat the market. The percentage by which you beat the market is called Alpha. So in terms of this most recent price action, you guys can see, okay, it was interesting here at around 45,000 in terms of bullish behavior. We were caught being above the exponential moving averages, right? We were above those EMAs. You see those in blue, right? Essentially working as resistance. Those EMAs working as resistance, okay, for the entirety of the time until this recent hit where we did come down and hit our pricing target. Okay, that's an order. That's a level where orders can be input, guys, in terms of like what is a target, etc. It's not, I'm going to tell you guys, you can spend your whole life in business. And guys, I've been talking with people on and off. You can spend your whole life in business. You can spend your whole life investing. You cannot know what a limit order is. You cannot know what an order book is, what a spread is. So in terms of the information that we present, if it is a bit foreign, just relax. Just get used to the process. So for some of you, it's old hat, but for many people who are just in the space, it's not. So we try and accommodate both crowds. You guys know we have very sophisticated traders. Angel's been around since $7.79, invested in Bitcoin. So this is where he chooses to make his home online, etc. So we're excited about that, and shout out to you and your whole family. Angel, shout out to Luke, everybody in the back, etc. Just so I can't give her, and Jason's lit in the back. Now let's talk about what's going on specifically. After just noting, you see all of the time frame, all of the price action below the EMA bands, right? That coincides with red on the CHOP indicator, C-H-O-P, CHOP indicator, okay? See CHOP zone, right? So it's a very nice way. If you don't want to always have the EMAs on your screen, you can just put the CHOP zone. All right, and no one really talks about that. We do. Okay, red on the CHOP zone means underneath. All right, up above would be blue, or I changed the blue to green, would be up and above the EMAs, right? So when I say are we green here in this group, that means like are we good to go? Are we up and above the critical EMAs, right? So that's just an indication of the trend. We did not hold. We went green, and that was room for that was I'd say reason to maintain a bullish posture here. We are currently red on the EMAs, okay, on this CHOP indicator, okay? You guys can add that, just indicators, bam, what do you want to do? CHOP, okay? CHOP. There you go, CHOP zone. Put CHOP zone right there, bam. What's the other one, guys? Just do ribbon, okay? I'll do the ribbon, and look, EMA ribbon by Crypt, K-R-Y-P-T. K-R-Y-P-T, like Crypto Kingdom with a K, right? Crypt, K-R-Y-P-T. That will give you the EMAs. And I changed the colors here just to kind of make it a little bit easier to see. So in terms of the most recent price action, let's dig into the framework. Where were we, guys? I let the VIP know in the back today about this specific rising wedge feature. Looks like it's trying to recover well now, provided a bit of a short on the way out of it. Any rising wedge, guys, that's a constriction, okay? A constriction between, and let's go to the 5 minute. I think we'll see it even better. There we go. On the 5 minute, a constriction, essentially rising and constricting levels of support and resistance, okay? And any rising wedge is by nature bearish, just so that you guys know that. We've discussed that quite a bit the last week or so, quite a few times, I believe. And in terms of the overall pattern, I just want to say this was a nice video yesterday, guys. This expanding wedge video that we did, it was a nice video that we were talking about yesterday. It just played well. There was a nice hit down. The recovery was something interesting. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch, okay, if you didn't get a chance to watch our short video, I hope that you did. And there's Angel. What's up, Angel? Nice to see you. And Desmond in the house. What's up? Angel saying hello, London. Well, hello, Angel. Nice to see you on VIPs. I'm a bit under the weather. I'm always here in spirit. Angel, we're so sorry you're not feeling great, brother. We're just glad that you can be here. Hopefully we'll make you feel a little bit better. Just focus on the technicals with us, and we're here for you too, brother. Let's see. Here we go. Desmond saying Angel should own YouTube by now. This is that's great. Huh? Very well put. Like only a member, base camp and VIP can say. Huh? Desmond in the house. Love that. Huh? That got a laugh out of me. You don't hear me laugh that genuinely that often. Very good, Desmond. What's up, brother? That is hilarious. But that's the truth. Huh? They're not strangers. I don't think they. We just got into some policy. I was talking on with YouTube earlier on about some of the issues because I think there's a limit per week, et cetera, that Angel can get through. And I was like, does he need to adjust it? Like, no, that's just the limit. I'm like, well, he's gonna hit it. I think it's like $2,000 a week or something. So I don't know. I know there's a lot of people in Angel's family that enjoy watching, and I enjoy when they watch. So we got a few fans in the Matos household. We have that a little bit, I don't know, our characteristic, we have a habit of teaching multiple people in the house will stream in. Angel, so it's your family. It's also been some other families in the past, so it's been interesting to receive that dynamic from families. I think it's just because we're relatively well put together for being on YouTube or being on the internet. So that's hilarious. Desmond, nice to see you tonight, brother. What's going on? As we would get into this, let's dig into the technicals, guys. Now, okay, in terms of this cross trend line, I really like this line, guys. This is the type of work in advance. All right. Now to really bring it out and just say, okay, well, this is something I would plan, because an Angel knows this recently. I pointed out a lot of trades to him recently where if I draw, let's say, for instance, if I were to bring this beforehand and draw this to Angel and to the VIP, et cetera, and if I would have just drawn this beforehand, I just know this by now, guys. You guys would have probably heavily gone into this area and this hit zone. We've had some real strong success recently with some of my charts and me just drawing like an arrow here, and it's been up. It'd be a 20 or 30% run right after or hit along that line. I'm almost glad I didn't do it just to let you kind of ride with things, because the ones I gave last week or 2 weeks ago were really heavy. I gave Angel one on near. Near worked out 20+%, was a heavy hit on near. I think dot worked out was a heavy hit on dot. Had a discussion about dot with someone else, an interesting individual that I met earlier on tonight. I'll let you know about that, Angel. And Desmond, tell us what you're trading, brother. Want to know what you are trading. If you guys can let us know in the chats as well, I'd love to know. Desmond, what are you trading? There we go. And always, guys, if I take a little bit of pause afterwards, it's because I'm voice recording something into the chat. So in terms of this line, if you didn't catch the video, just a quick video earlier on this week. Not this week, today. It seems like earlier on this week. See, it's been a long day, guys. This level of resistance, bam, this hit along here, boom. Right? The hit here, bam. Okay? Resistance, support, bam. Resistance, bam. Then what do we have here? We have support. This is a nice line. I like lines like this, guys. The more that you get a working together or a multiplicity of hits in terms of resistance support, it's just a solid hit. I'm just happy to see it, and that I didn't bring it ahead of time. We've been in and out of touch, getting things together, et cetera, between Angel's had some issues with customer support. We've had, and he hasn't felt well, guys. I know a lot of you are getting things together. You had birthday parties. Luke has had some parties. We were talking last night about Jason, what Jason has going on this year, if he's going to really do the VIP thing or not. I just encourage you guys to stay as plugged in as possible. This would be a trend line that I would probably, just so that you know, this is really, if you can start to pull these out ahead of time, and you guys know how much time we spent going through, and just in terms of your trade game, guys, your trading ability, etc. You know how much time we spent going through this specific line here. And let me take this off the map. Let me just bring this down. We spent a good hour, 2 hours, something along those lines, coming up with this specific line and reinforcing this specific resistance to attempted support to resistance. We spent a good, you guys know, we streamed is one of the benefits, right? Just getting your chart together, working in terms of your lines. You saw here how critically important I'm going to say a cross trend line can be, because we have the resistance to attempted support. So that still qualifies as I think because of the hit in here, as a cross trend line. Anytime it's a resistance to support, okay? That's what defines it as a cross trend line, okay? The more hits, the more powerful, guys, in terms of that. So that we have this specific, follow-up. I'm going to say this is a follow-up line or a follow-up hit. Just it's Bitcoin really showing us that the nice thing is, if you trade on the lower time frames, you will be drawing lines like this, like you cannot imagine. I'm just going to tell you, you will have so many lines like this on your screen. And I always say on lower time frames, guys, Bitcoin is a great thing to learn to trade on. It is a great thing to cut your teeth on. It has, it's forgiving. If you're working on different, and maybe you say, London, I already know how to trade, right? That's not the issue. But what we would say is, and Angel saying, thank you, Desmond. I appreciate you guys talking. That's nice, nice community interaction. Makes all the difference. As we would discuss the cross trend lines, we did it that night, and it's just, you'll wind up, I'll just tell you guys, you'll wind up with a myriad of lines, and you have seen my charts somewhat recently. Right, you've seen my charts somewhat recently as I've been streaming start to look a little bit heavy in terms of the number of lines, in terms of, it's not very clean, right? You would think that's not very clean would be the criticism. You'd start to see it so full of lines that it's like, well, maybe there's too much going on there, London. I receive that. You guys don't have to mention it. I get it. I see it ahead of time. But you start to see when we have hits like this exactly why I have not just this line on the screen, but why your screen may literally start to just look like, each and every trend line that is out there will start to have some meaning, will start to have some significance. Now, it doesn't have to be each and every trend line. It just doesn't have to be. But for instance, as I just drew this one here, let's get off the map here with some of these other lines I just drew, because this one looks relevant, right? This next one up looks like it actually could play in the market. Look at from the previous all-time high, around 65,000, down to the centralized hit around 53, let's say 53, carried on down to this level in here. We do see, and I'd want to really, really line that out. You guys know what the magnet mode on, etc. Really locking it to grid, right? Let's see what we got. In terms of that resistance, we have a bit of a frustration in here around that same line. You can see it, guys, on the daily. You can see it. And if you can see something on the daily, you're into some work there, right? It's evidencing itself. In terms of the 4 hourly, again, just look at how that, if we were to go now on the hourly, we can start to change things. We can leave it or we can start to change, right? We can go more specific on the 4 hourly. We can bring this down into, let's say, right in this area. And do you see we've just crafted out an nearly immediate level of resistance to be conquered? All right, with operation below, above. Do you guys see this in terms of, this is just crucial, guys. As a follow-up to kind of the short video this morning, this resistance to the resistance here, okay, to the, and let's do this. Let's get into the, let me get into, resistance, support, resistance, boom. That's the primary line we spoke of this morning. I'm going to drop this down, all right? That's the level of support that we hit. Now I'm identifying another on the 4 hourly, a more specified resistance from the all-time high to this preceding zone here at the 53,000. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got in terms of. And let me see what we got. And hold on one second. Let me get into the chats just a second. Not a bad question that was deleted by you. Yes, I did it. Let me see. What did you say? Yes, I did it. I'm not sure what you did. Angel was just reading what you had written down there, as well as a question about Russia and Ukraine. Interesting ongoings in Russia and Ukraine. I wish the best for everyone who may be headed in that general direction, is what I'll say. I think there's quite a bit of action from this side of the pond, as you would say, and from the other side, guys, in terms of in and around that circumstance. So I wish everybody a lot of good luck in terms of going over there. And you guys be good. All right, whatever it is, you be good. All right, so anybody listening that may be headed over there, you be good. All right, in terms of the level of resistance, let's get into that. Okay, this cross trend line that has evidenced itself on the 4 hourly. I'm more worried about that than I am about how it's going to affect crypto, to tell you the truth. So when I say, does that affect crypto, I'm more worried about the guys that we may know that may be involved in it. So that's crypto's kind of, okay, we'll deal with crypto, but anybody who's involved in the issue and around Russia and Ukraine, there's just a lot going on around that, guys. Big operations. So, I'm more worried about that than I am about crypto, and I'm worried about crypto all the time. We're not gonna miss that. But in terms of how that affects people's lives, that's a game changer for some people. So we're here for you guys. Yeah, whatever you guys got going on in terms of your duties, et cetera, et cetera. So let's get back to focus on the 4 hourly here. Bam, bam. Now, in terms of that, let's color this. Let's make this line white. How about that? Just so we can see that white line. Let's go into the dotted line here, and we have this specified line now. After identifying the level of support hit, and this is nice because now you can see, okay, well, it gave us a level of support. Now we're lining out a level of potential resistance. Okay, it's already hit here multiple times. Resistance. We've had a lot of action in and around this line. Just look at how that line has lit up, guys. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. It's just literally been, a strongly indicated line of operation. As we bring this down now on the upside, and now I'll tell you guys, technically speaking, this is supposed to be a bearish pattern. I'll tell you, technically speaking, any kind of a wedge like this is supposed to be bearish. Is it a guarantee? Yeah, guys, technical deals with probabilities. If you're looking for guarantees, yield farming may be the best outlet for you. We enjoy the risk. We enjoy the lack of certainty. We did get a nice pour down after releasing the information in terms of the structure or the nature of this specific pattern, this expanding wedge formation, okay, expanding diagonal formation, right? We got a nice drop down. Quite a few. Here we go. Angel saying, if you're not VIP, goodbye. If anyone here doesn't recognize the value, Angel is big on value. He says this all the time. What's the big deal on that? Because he is committed to they don't understand what you mean really by value. $7.79 in Bitcoin. I don't think everyone can understand that to the same nature or degree that I can, or that you can, or that people who they would talk about, oh, wow, well, it's value. Angel talks all the time about value. I'm very fortunate. I just appreciate that you have found value here, and I find a lot of value in our friendship and just our crypto, our VIP, our co-VIP status. So in terms of that, it's nice to have you here. I appreciate you reinforcing kind of the fundamental tenets of just the value of what we provide, the amount of work, and how accurately. I mean, my gosh, the one thing I would come up with is people who wouldn't want to hit a target. Who wouldn't want to hit a target? This is the big deal. Who would not want to hit a target? Who would not want to buy something at a lower price? And I know, things can be complicated, but we have targets below at the golden pocket. Every VIP knows that. Every base camp member knows that. If you don't know that, you're not base camp. You're not VIP. If you don't know by this point, literally, if you need to ask me a question, just ask me the question. It's real cool. It's real easy. In terms of like, how do you draw a Fibonacci, right? I started VIP because I was giving lessons to people, to students, essentially, not students, but traders, alpha trader training to beat the market. And, I had too many students, so we started up VIP. I think we're in a position right now, we're in a unique position, I have to say this, because not only in terms of the price line, as we would talk about the resistance to this upcoming level of resistance here, which is a very well demonstrated level of, I'd say, line of, and I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. Let me go ahead and lock that. Bam. Okay, that is a locked line now. Between this support and potential resistance, we just know there's been a lot of price action up and above and below this previously, while it was just shot through in terms of that somewhat recently. So we're going to be watching that specified line here with the understanding that technically we're in an expression, a pattern expression that should be bearish, we have a few things in our favor at this level. We did when we took off from our specific line, our specific target. I'm going to say that. And what was that, guys? What did we have? And let me get into some chat with Angel. In terms of this specific, and wow, how that has changed. We're going to look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that demonstrated extremely well. I hope you can. Let me get into here and just pull this over. Let me take away the this for a moment. Let me take away a few of these just for a moment so we can take a look at the weekly. Let's take a look at the weekly, guys, just because it really has changed somewhat demonstrably as we would really take a look at the weekly chart. We were really looking forward to, and we did experience, if you guys will recall, and I'm at the weekly for a specific reason. Let's pay attention to this specific orange line, the 100 moving average. We said that we had that in our favor, right? We had this 100 moving average in our favor, which contributed to the hit that we had. In addition to the 100 moving average, you'll see that on the weekly at around the 36,400. Our price target lowest in the market, guys, was 33,735. Okay, in terms of that, we not only have the 100. Okay, that 100 moving average, that orange line on the weekly. We also had the 50% retracement. Okay, so we had this confluence of a majorly recognized moving average and the 50% retracement. That's crucial. Okay, that's big stuff, guys. In terms of let's go back into. I've got everything drawn back now. Just wanted to just point out how much that has changed, though. How much the chart has changed in this last week here. Let's look at the price action. We had a nice hit going, didn't we? Like a real nice hit. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. That's a month of price action. That was beautiful. That was really well done. Saying at this level, yes, we have that 50% and that moving average in our favor. So that it is, I'd say, we've had a collapse in price. We've had a interim level retracement here. It's not ideal. You can see, if you guys were paying attention back in the original, like around this time of the hit, it was just like, hey, these are the things going for it. We're looking bullish. These, it should get a nice hit. We were just dealing with zigzags on the weekly chart. It was a very, very tough retracement. So in terms of that, it was nice. That was the biggest hit on the weekly that we've had. So in terms of this, let's dig into the lower time frames really quickly. Let me go ahead and undo a few of these. There we go. Back to the expanding diagonal. The question on the expanding diagonal is going to be this, guys. And yes, per all the authorities, this is a bearish pattern. Per all the authorities, all right? You needn't ask. It is bearish. That they're going to tell you that. Elliott Wave International, registered with literally the Library of Congress. They're going to tell you that, guys. It's not going to be maybe. It's just going to be yes. It's a bearish pattern. So within the context there, I think that it's depending upon the time frame. Maybe the primary. Let's just say the primary, because there's always a complication, right? For the most part, the more simple the question that is presented, etc. And Sam, we welcome you to to join our VIP. We really do. Let's see, provided then politely disappear. What do we say? I'm just reading what Angel has. Desmond Bailey, you are welcome. Yo, what's up? Nice to see Desmond and Angel talking. And Sun K, you are welcome to join VIP. This is kind of an exclusive chat member for our VIP extraordinaires for Angel, who's been in Bitcoin since $7.79. This is his kind of his home where he likes to trade and hang out. So we keep it to be his house and those of the VIP base camp, etc. So that's what it is. If you'd like to join, please do so and get a badge. You can do that through a desktop computer. We would welcome you if you like to trade. Seems like you were right on with this designation as being a bearish function. Yes, it is. Falling wedge bullish. Now, in terms of, and I don't want to use the terminology falling wedge, okay? It's, let's see, well, falling wedge is bullish, yes. And see, this is where things get messed up here. I don't want to answer. If you want to join. If you don't, let me just remove that statement. There we go. And Angel, you can always right-click on anybody or double-click and just take them away with your wrench. And you're welcome to hang out. But in terms of falling wedge, I don't know where the falling wedge is coming from. And I start doing diagnostics and technicals that don't belong. So it's not a falling wedge. It's an expanding wedge. The falling wedge. This is why I don't let VIPs, I don't let them. I don't tolerate it. If people, some people don't like it about me, and other people just love it. When I say that we've had former BlackRock and JP Morgan guys in our group and our VIP that didn't cut it and I kick them out, some people love that. You guys have no idea. Some of the bigger investors I know, they love that. They can't get enough of that. They absolutely love it. You're a beginner. That's fantastic, son. That's a great place. This is a great place for you to start in terms of learning things. We would just tell you, someone in the chat, just write him. If someone could please write him what the name of the book is that we use, John J. Murphy, Principles of Technical Analysis, but it's not just to stop through, check in, check out, and get the information. So there's a lot of learning to do if you're just beginning. I just let you know, and everybody else that know that. We found this in the back. In terms of this, that's a falling wedge. And I'll review that just for the purposes of the VIP in the back. Where did we find this? Was it last night? We did. This falling wedge was just was nice. That was something that we did come up with, and we discussed it in terms of its formation. And we discussed it right in this level here. Can you guys see, still completely contained within this falling wedge and around the price of 36,735. That's a falling wedge, constriction of two lines, right? Converging converging in the apex. We would expect that to break to the upside. We just did. We got the expectation in terms of it being a bullishly designed pattern, that right here. So that's what VIP is all about. Now, we had a nice move in terms of the breakout. We had a, let's just go to this in terms of this specified move here. The biggest thing, which I threw on the table for the VIP earlier, and yeah, Desmond, we miss not having you in the back, brother. You're very involved. We'd like to have you in the back, bro. But I understand if you're just base camping it for now. No problem, bro. No problemo. So as we would talk about this, let me get into this specific inverse head and shoulders. Let's talk about the inverse head and shoulders, and also talk about the level of resistance above. Someone asked me today. They said, "London, what's the level of resistance?" I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. I'm like, well, we got to sit down and chat. It's not going to be a 2-minute discussion, right? We got to get some charts out. We got to get into things. If we don't know what a level of resistance is, it's probably because there's more than one answer, but it's not just. This is not, it's not a 2-second, solution, right? As we would dig into this, I may get rid of the EMA bands. If I could just make these a lot lighter, it would be nice. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time and just darken these up a bit so that I can still barely see them. If you guys don't mind, you can also see how I'm doing this, just to kind of decrease the gradient in the background on the crypto, on KRYPT, Crypt EMA ribbon. I want them still to be there in the background, but I'm going to lighten them up so that I can barely see them. We can focus on the price action. There we go. In terms of that, there we go. All right. Boom. All right. So in terms of this inverse head and shoulders let's go to the 30-minute. We should see it quite well. We had a double dip here into the this kind of a secondary shoulder. This forming, not ideal. Just so that you guys know, we were looking at this specific inverse head and shoulder after that falling wedge, right? Falling wedge, always like this, guys, right? The falling wedge, okay? After that played out to the upside, we started discussing this pattern today. Let's go through the details. All right. Now, in terms of just looking over at the comment section just for a moment, looks like you guys have it figured out. And so Angel, you're on both accounts now. I'm just wondering if you got that situation figured out, because I did talk with customer service today for you, and I think it should be okay in terms of your super chat ability. So in terms of this, I guess I'm worried about it. If it's frustrating you, I'm worried about it. So in terms of this inverse head and shoulders, you guys know left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Real easy. Neckline. Okay, this is the neckline right in here. This area right in here is your neckline. The distance between the head and the neckline would be your target when carried up to the point of breakout. Okay, but we frustrated the breakout. You guys see that? One of the reasons we frustrated the breakout is on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, I brought VIP this in the back, and we're just going to talk about this specific rising wedge. We saw the falling wedge, which is bullish, rising wedge, which is bearish. Okay, technically you're going to have the expectation of this breaking to the downside. So in line with the inverse head and shoulders, classic reversal pattern. All right, meaning you're going down, reversal to the upside. Okay, it's one of the many reversal patterns. You have continuation patterns and reversal patterns. Head and shoulders is a reversal pattern, all right? Whereas some of your triangulations would just be commonly understood as continuation patterns, okay? So always look at your patterns and ask, is it a reversal pattern or is it a continuation pattern? Reversal pattern means you might need to get out of dodge on your trade, depending upon how heavily involved you are on that trade, right? Or at what level, what your overall strategy is on that trade. So if it's going to reverse on you, or you want to take out a cover position, maybe there's a few different strategies to get into. We can discuss that a little bit more in depth and detail. So we would look at, I want to get into kind of the current price interaction. We have an upper level of resistance across the top, right? Steep drop incoming below 36.5. I like Desmond because he's always willing to ask a direct question involving price. I like that, Desmond. I like that a lot. Steep drop incoming, because you're fashioning it well in that I think you have your own conclusion, and I can tell what your findings tell me, and I appreciate that. Okay, I can tell you're doing the technicals. I can tell you're drawing it out and that you have an opinion and you're formulating it in a very respectful kind of way. I appreciate that very much, Desmond. That is VIP, brother. I'm looking forward to 2022 and you being in the back with us. That's just the way to talk. That's a very respectful, just kind of way to throw things around in terms of, shoot it around the fire. Let's talk about it. Desmond's just talking about, if indeed we're looking at this type of a pattern, that we could, and he says that I think is his conclusion, that we would be looking at a steep drop. Technically, the expectation, and this would be I guess the caveat as you would get into it, you would just say, Desmond, that at some point it's like, how many shorts do they want to pay off right now, right? As you started to look at this, there's a balancing equation that is going on, with the positions. Now all of the shorts were just wiped off the board with this move. All right, I'm going to say this. With a move of 30%, any 5L, or I'm going to say any 5S position, all right, short position was wiped off the map with this move. Okay, the overall entirety from our specific low target to the top, 35%. Okay, so the shorts got hammered. This was the time to take. Now, anyone who is on a working Fibonacci's in line with their shorts knew that we were at the 50% retracement. This 50% is a big deal, right? So I tell people a lot of times you can just imagine on the way down, your Fibonacci levels, your targets are essentially they act as resistance, okay? Because you're heading down, okay? You need to get through this to the lower level. So it's acting for a short as a resistance. You're trying to get below it. You need to make some more money on your short, right? So being aware of something like that, if you're in a short position, that, looking back, this is kind of the sweet spot in here. You're picking up a good, solid, long position, right? These don't come all the time. These don't make themselves evident all the time in terms of, well, it's a clear drop down into the 50% retracement, bam. A lot of implications, whether or not you were long or short, right? And that's kind of one of the sweet spots of price action, right? Getting into a direct hit down into a new level of Fibonacci. We get a little frustrated. Yeah, we get in some indeterminate pricing, like Desmond wondering, will this play out? Will the certainties play out in terms of of let's say, this pattern formation to the downside? The probabilities say yes. The Library of Congress materials say yes. Okay, not maybe. They just say yes. Okay, let's look at this real quickly, and I'll bring this up because it's part of the level of diligence that we do. Let me do the kingdom, and let me do diagonal. I think diagonal will get us there. Let's see. Falling wedge near protocol. Let me see. Expanding wedge. Let me see if I can find it here. Here we go. Now, this expanding wedge is and you start to ask the question, Desmond, how many of these can it give us that will pay this well? Then look how condensed this one is, too. You see how well condensed that is? Very nicely condensed here at 57,000. 57,000, guys. Just remember, I brought this at 57,000, right? Okay. That indicates that Bitcoin is headed lower at 57,000. Look at, you could just note here, Library of Congress control number, etc. Look at this. You see that expanding. They call it a leading expanding diagonal. Okay. Leading expanding diagonal. Hit. 3 across the bottom, 2 across the top, and then boom. Okay. So, yeah, 57,000. Let's just review that up top, guys, because that was a nice one. This one here, if you shorted at 57,000, guys, you made bank for the year, guys. You literally, at 57,000, look at this, 57,000, boom. Caught this one right at the top level of resistance. Bam, 27%. That was a massive pour down in the market, right? So this one played beautifully, unbelievably well. Really, really structurally well. You can see and start to note any kind of differential that you have between this standardized formation here, how steep it is. You start to analyze the characteristics of it, right? You get into, right, is this, let's get into the is there a standard kind of formation here that we're looking at in terms of the angles, the degrees or the angles that we would get into, right? Does it have a preference to not be quite so steep, right? You see the one currently right now, is that too steep, right, compared to this one? This one, it got up and got out, didn't it? It got down and got out quickly. Heck of a move. Heck of a short if anybody paid attention. Just wild, huh? Nice move. So as we would look at this, Desmond's just asking right now, so would we expect another bam move to the downside? Library of Congress. I'll bring up the technical nuances because I've spent a lot of time around TA and a lot of time around patterns, right? Since for some reason, Desmond, I think you know this, but someone gave me a copy of a New York Institute of Finance technical analysis trading book when I was in high school. That's all I read. And it's a 600-page book. It is the New York. It's where Wall Street goes to school. Literally, bam! I had that in my hands when I was in high school. So, just read the cover off of it. So, in terms of this patterning, it is different. I would start to draw a little bit of in terms of a kind of analogize them. Where I would compare them. I would do some sort of a comparative between kind of a classical formation that we would expect like this and kind of what we're looking at right now. I would want to work into what we have right now before I were to get into any kind of a trade, a complete and thorough technical analytic in terms of any other patterns that can be in play. Any and every other pattern that could be in play, I want to know it now. If we're going to put if we're going to go forward and do any type of a trade. In terms of discussion, it's kind of easy without doing the full-blown scope and details, saying, yes, we're going to put $250,000 or 2.5 mil on a short right now. Boom, that's it. That level of decision making requires a little bit more further analysis than our discussing the basics of TA. So getting into this, yes, we have a different angle right now. Was there anything else in play here? Towards the top, nothing of note. I wouldn't have done the tweet otherwise. But you'll know with me or anything else. And the people who know me and know TA, they don't mind. They know TA. They understand you're judging the probabilities. You're working with the probabilities. Not everything is supposed to be right, quote unquote, or wrong, quote unquote. It's TA. You're dealing with probabilities. So we give the credit for pointing out the TA. I mean that is the ideal. Now when you do the full scope comprehensive analysis, they say that the figure that's thrown around is something like 40% of your trades need to be successful, and I'm going to add this, and highly profitable and profitable to the extent that they should be. You can cancel out some trades quickly in terms of getting stopped out, etc. when your other trades are really going for the full profit measure that you have them scoped out to go for, okay? Now, you can't cut those real short too and cut the ones that you're wrong on short too. Now, you got to let the ones that are right, you got to let those run their full course. When you throw around a figure like 40%, that's in the industry standard, just so you know. But those 40% are the ones making really good money. So think about half. If you can do half to over half, if you can hit 60%, like kind of behind the I'd say the discussion that's kind of off the books is like can you hit 60%, like 75%? Is really nice. Can you book like 3-4 trades in a row? Like that's when things start to get really good. Can you kind of wake up and book 3 or 4 trades? Boom, 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 boom. Can you do that, right? That's important to be able to do that. With price action going the way it is, some days you can just wake up and, if you know what you're doing, you can book 3 or 4 trades in a row. That's starting the day better than anybody else. And I'm going to say better than the majority of the people in the quote-unquote business or in the crypto field. That's just the truth, okay? So you'll get better at your pattern diagnostics right now. And we are looking bullish. I'll still stick by the fact that, Library of Congress, Elliott Wave International says this goes down. Just bottom line. It's them. They've done the research. They're the group, along with New York Institute of Finance, etc., that has, for instance, I think, potentially facilitated, and I'll get into details or not about how they have or not. How about that? But, like studies of the Federal Reserve on patterns such as the head and shoulders, right? So this is not just like, Wall Street pays attention. It's like, no, the Federal Reserve pays attention to technical analysis, okay? So it's not, these are not just YouTube slides we found and Google slides we found. We take it a lot more seriously. And when your money's involved, you might as well. If it's just fun in the park for you or whoever else may be investing, that's one thing. But as we would look at it, it's a lot more than that. It's your cred. It's your I don't know. We should like street credibility. Kind of it used to be with Wall Street. Now we got a whole new line in terms of what is being what's being sought after, what's being achieved in crypto. So we look forward to furthering that in 2022. We look forward to building what's going on as we would. Let's see what we got here. So this action in here is interesting on that line. If you guys will follow back with me, let's just reframe here. That line in terms of the resistance carried on down through here. You guys, resistance on the 4 hourly. You guys know that? Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Resistance. It is creating an expectation as we get through here And I'll just dig into that. The prior resistance carried on through. You guys see clearly, right? Let's just to denote that, carrying that on through. It's a significant line. It was just disregarded. Let's see where we're at in terms. I want to see what the overall pricing is. Down 0.49, not bad on the day. What's up? Number one that I have on my list is Ample's doing well. Solid money machine. Few of those around. Solid money machines. Few of those. Got to get yourself some of those, guys. Got to get some money machines. As we talk about, as we would talk about, let's see what else we have in the mix. What other pattern frameworks do we see? The other thing I had brought up just kind of in passing and wanted to see again was that old IBM chart. No, let's go on the differentiated chart here. I have 3 or 4 of these that I work with in the background at times. Okay, let's go to the daily. Okay, I want to see if there's any RSI or CCI issues ongoing. 2 seconds. Now, let's see. CCI is low. CCI is sub 100. Commodity Channel Index. If you don't have it, put it on a screen, guys. Put it on one of your screens. Watch for the confluence of RSI under 30 and CCI under 100. All right? Big deal. Watch for the confluence there. So we're just coming off the hit. The purple area is under 30 on the daily. And I talked about whether or not on the RSI, whether or not 30 on the RSI daily was a significant, I'd say significant as a reversal, right? The RSI is oversold. Well, most people think, well, that's good. That's time for a reversal. Let's schedule in. Well, I brought this up to VIP. I brought this up to you guys. Whether or not 30 on the RSI on the daily, please pay attention. Whether or not hitting 30 oversold on the daily was a better indication of either your 2 options are A, reversal, or B, just momentum. Continuation and momentum. So those studies have been done. All right, in terms of, is RSI necessarily a better indicator for reversal or for momentum, i.e. it's going to continue in that direction? We get overbought. Well, buyers are buying. They're going to continue to buy. Watch this thing run, right? RSI up over 70. Well, that's up over 70. Look at this thing. It hit 70 here. Look at the price. Continue. Bam. RSI up over 70. Momentum. Bam, 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 bam. Right? Its first hit over 70. Boom, boom. Right? It's second hit over 70 on this run. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So those are the questions you get into. If we look at something else to kind of give us a direction right now, so we'll analyze the RSI. Hit at 30 right here on the daily. Oh, we think reversal, right? No. Momentum. People are selling. Boom, boom, boom. It continues in that direction. Do you see what I'm saying? It's either, your choice is RSI at 30 or 70 is an indication of reversal. That's one option. Or continuation or momentum, right? The studies are stronger for momentum, okay? Believe it or not, they're stronger for momentum, okay? Not reversal, for momentum. I don't mention that all the time. Those are what the studies indicate, all right? For momentum, you hit 30 on the RSI, you're going to keep going in that direction. Boom, boom, boom. Who talks about that? Nobody. We do. Because we know it. I'm just telling you. In terms of the studies, in terms of who's saying it, it's that's what Wall Street's being told, right? Those are the studies that professional traders in New York are hearing about and learning about. Okay, and Hold on one second. Desmond, thank you for being active with Crypto Kingdom. I'm just going to put that in the bottom here, and I'm going to say and Basecamp, okay? Because it's a big deal for me to see some guy like Desmond that is plugging away, and I really think he's going to do well this year, and I really want to see him in VIP. Without a doubt, we'd really love to see you in VIP. And I just want you to know that in terms of anybody he wants to beat the market. I can already tell you he wants to beat the market. Without a doubt, I've been around a lot of traders, guys. Someone shows up like him, he wants to beat the market. So here, look at the contact. Bam, 30 RSI. Reversal. No. 30 RSI hits at 49,000. You get a hit there. You get a nice hit, but 49,000, you didn't get your reversal. You got 49,000 down to 30,000, 50,000 down to 30,000. So that momentum, the reversal, and that purple is the 30 RSI, okay? It's just visualized for you. There's the Bitcoin chart, all right? So I'm having this discussion right now as I bring in the parameters of RSI and CCI, which we haven't discussed much. We've been focusing on buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns. How has that been going? In addition to Fibonacci's hitting your targets, I love it, right? Just beautiful. Well, we're kind of stuck in the middle here. Maybe I want to go back to RSI, maybe for a minute. Relative Strength Index. Right, let's get into, is it relatively stronger? We're at the 50%. We just hit a target. Yeah, we're coming off a failed pattern. But you see, we haven't been focused too much on the RSI. How does that feel in terms of your overall game? Is it time to go back to it if you haven't been focused on it? Maybe. CCI, Commodity Channel Index. What are the strongest moments that we have with Bitcoin when we have a nice low CCI, right? And we have a confluence, we have a nice low RSI. Both of them have to be low. Those are the best, some of the best hits that we have. I'll just say the best hits that we have, okay, in terms of if you're looking for kind of a reversal or a trade to manifest. And you'll find your different thresholds on the CCI that you're comfortable with. You'll do your own analysis and say, okay, maybe at a negative 150. I like negative 150, and if I can get the RSI low enough, we're looking like we're in good shape. Maybe it'll have maybe you'll have to have it. What do we say? I don't know. Maybe you would have to have it level out for a while, or you'd go to different time frames on it. Just it's the beginning of the discussion as to what can make a trade. Okay. Your RSI is the beginning of the discussion. And even there it bifurcates. Even there it goes in two different directions. Momentum versus reversal. Okay? You're not guaranteed a good long when you hit the 30. Who's going to discuss that? Nobody, guys. We are. Okay? Because it is the that's just the truth. And we're going to tell you the truth. So, in terms of that, let's dig into the 4 hourly now. The 4 hourly, let's just look at RSI for a minute. You just come off a nice dig into the RSI 30 on the 4 hourly. You're just cranking down along it. You know? How did that work here? Reversal or momentum? Pretty decent for momentum on the 4 hourly, huh? Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. They were selling and they continue to sell. Right? Buyers just disengage here. Sellers is taking the title, in terms of taking the I'd say the show over, right? Here, same, hitting on the 4 hourly. You imagine just wanted to use this as a reversal. We hit. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. You hit 30 on the RSI on the 4 hour. Great. Boom, 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 boom. Now we would hope that will pick up at some point, right? And what's the best, if that's the beginning of the conversation, right? We get into, well, what's the CCI doing behind it? Well, let's look at the CCI. You're going to have some relative thresholds within that comparative of the CCI, which is on the lower end there, okay, to the RSI, which is above. So CCI came into framework here, right? So did a line of support. And so did a great target right in here, which took away all the need for you to discuss RSI, for all the need for you to discuss CCI, anybody else doing any kind of pattern work, anything. If you hit your target here, if you hit our target, guys, you are smooth sailing. And if you didn't hit that, don't get frustrated. Don't get impatient. Relax. If it's March and you're looking forward to slamming into your first big target, beautiful. Beautiful, guys. No worries. You got all year to do well in crypto. You got the next 5 years to do well in crypto. Don't worry about it. All right? Give it the next 2-3 weeks. Give it the next 2-3 months. Find that killer trade. No worries. I know you want to book a trade tomorrow. That's the mind of a trader. We trade. That's what we want to do. We want to do it every day, right? We want to do it well. But for those higher caliber trades that maybe are worth more of your investment dollars, right? Like a Fibonacci 50% retracement, like 50 golden pocket. Hey, we're talking now, huh? 61.8 to 65th percent. Yeah, retracement. That's now you're starting to talk. People get real excited about that kind of stuff. 78.6 retracement to the downside on a good investment. Phew. Now you're talking 86. You get into 86% retracement. Now you're seriously speaking my language, right? Because I like the investment. I want more of a discount on the investment. I'm willing to trade heavily at higher levels, without a doubt, and not just turn into a wait and see if it ever goes to a steep discount approach strategy. Whatever. No. Hammering through here. Bam, into 50% retrace. That's 50% off. I bring up the example of a Rolls Royce at 50% off. Well, I got one. You say I got one in the garage. I don't need another one. Man, I'm offering you a Rolls Royce at 50% off right now. It's brand new. Anyone who's decent at market or business or anything will say, okay, market application or business, okay, I guess I could buy that new one and sell it, So this brand new Rolls Royce, 50% off. Boom. Same thing, brand new Rolls Royce, boom, 50% off. So we retested the 50%. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. It seemed like we retested it 30 to 40 times. Say 6 is fine. Over 60 days. And it used to take a long time. I'll tell you this, if you're impatient and you don't feel like you have the time, just hang around a while. Just spend some more time with the market. Hang out with us a little bit longer as we work to beat the market. You'll see it's a day or two or a week or 2 weeks. You'll see that turn into a month real quickly, 2 months real quickly. You'll see the years start to fly by. You'll start to see time a little bit differently. You'll understand. I like how Angel says you have to walk these down. Yeah. You get to walk these down. Right? It's just part of the process. A lot of wisdom in that guy. Good guy. He's a good guy. So, as we would talk about this, kind of where are we at? Where do I want to put this? It's an odd level for me to draw that. Of course, I'm going to draw it, the Fibonacci straight to it. We don't need that. Let's get into the 0. I had it out with YouTube today. For Angel, I'm like, listen, our guy, he'd like a super chat. You want to tell him he can't super chat? It was a good conversation. Like, yes, sir, we can see that he's very involved in super chat on your channel. Like, yes, he is. He has the right to. He has the right to speak. He's a very important man. He should say what he wants to say in super chat whenever he wants to. I think they know that. They know that I came knocking to talk to them about Angel Matos. His right to speak. His right to chat. His right to super chat. Serious, huh? Resistance. Down through. We covered that, huh? We have this red line support. I was talking with someone who's a large investor earlier today. He's got a sizable portfolio in crypto, sizable, and I got him. Even he is just when I started talking about, I said it one day you'll really start being really more excited because he's relatively new to crypto. He got a large portfolio though, and I said you'll really start being excited about lower prices. And after the 5-minute talk with him, etc., he was just like, I can totally see why. I can totally see why we want it to go lower. And I'm like, yes, sir, we want it to go lower. And, as much as we don't want it to go lower, the profits from lower positions, like the value, is just phenomenal. If you trade houses or flip houses, one of my buddies may say, he's like, he's well-to-do businessman. He says, I always made the money on a real estate property when I bought it. Okay? I always made money on the real estate property when I bought it. At the time when I bought it, that's when I made the money on it. When I found the good value, I found the good deal, that's when I made the money on the real estate. Bam. Everybody think when you sell it, no. I made the money when I bought it right. So, and the discipline in terms of getting into the 23.6 to 38.2, those first few levels down on Fibonacci, those are getting discounts, right? So you're buying it right. How much you buying, right? What's your level of exposure? And just kind of the beginning of the discussion as you look at RSI, CCI, et cetera, Fibonacci's, all in concert. It's an elegantly put together conversation you get to have in terms of even your own decision making in the market. It's nice. That's a good framework that you can discuss the market with everything. Anyone from your kids to say a high schooler who's into it to maybe your granddad who's 85 who is still into it, and they light up with the idea of making some cash in the market. It's nice. It's part of the big reason we're here. It's just that unifying element of it. So yes, bearish pattern. Interesting formation here. You guys got your book, right? I don't want to say page 321. Countdown, huh? That's just that is what that is. Page 321. Just very indicative of Elliott wave patterning. Can we get around Elliott wave patterning here? We've kicked back up. At any point in time, you can kick back up from any one of the Fibonacci's at the micro level, just like you kicked up from the 50, right? You've hit the 38.2. So let's see. It's interesting to me that when I tell people, even Angel and I will discuss this, chat about this, etc. Just the kind of the fundamentals as I put them forth are, and this is on the 5 minutes, it's relatively straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and just push this line. I still kind of don't want to do it. This is the real line. It's just, why don't I do this just to make myself happy? How about we'll talk about a recovery thus far into this specific instead of a complete fallout. We'll just discuss, because this aligns the top two features in here in terms of levels of support across the top. I think that's fairly and accurately represents that. There we go. So you had a bit of a port down, out, and you have some sort of a recovery. Hit that support line that we discussed, ran it into a descending wedge. I was talking about something else. We'll dig into this for 1 second. Let's get into this. Okay, and Angel, I was just about to comment on, and Desmond, whoever else is here, that it's not about how much. It's not about, it's not about if you can make money. That's not the question. You can make money. I can nearly guarantee someone that they can make money in crypto or in trading. Nearly guarantee them that they can make money in crypto or trading. You hear that? Okay? That's not the question. The question is how much money. Because as soon as you start to turn on that part of your mind in the market, you're going to find yourselves doing things that you wouldn't ordinarily more sensibly do. It's not a question, can you make money? I mean, you could follow down the Fibonacci's. I mean, come on, guys. You know this. No problem. Just going to set my target for the 23.6. No problem. I'll pick it up. I just want to make 2%. Done. Oh, no problem at the 38.2. That's great. Now, maybe I'll put a stop loss in here, okay? And 38.2. Right? Well, no problem. I'm going to put my orders in. I just want to make 2%. Done. That's the 50%. No problem. I just want to make 2% on my 50%. I'll wait, and this is the other thing. I'll wait for it to get from the 23.6 to the 38.2. I'll wait for it to get down to the 50%. I just want 2%. No problem. Guys, it's not an opinion whether or not your Fibonacci's are going to hit. The market seems to respect them. It seems to like them. Right? We have, a lot of success hitting levels of the Fibonacci's throughout. And I would say there are some that don't conform. Okay? There are some that don't conform. You can throw different levels at them. You're going to be able to hit targets for small percentages. Easily. Easily. It's that how much that will get people. That's what will get you to start doing things that, well, you're pushing, right? So, and it's just important as you would look at things, engage your risk level, your exposure level, et cetera, because, it's just, it's not whether or not you can make money. It is how much money. So always keep that in mind a little bit, guys. I want you to remember that because at the end of the day, you will say, man, I can't book a trade. You're probably trying to make too much money. Just scale back that a little bit. Scale that back. When's the last time you couldn't book a trade? When's the last time you just decided, okay, look, you know what? Instead of my full position, boom, I'm just gonna throw this in right here. Bam. Wherever this is on the map. I'm just gonna throw that in. I'm gonna pepper in like that. That's it. Boom. Now I have a position, I'm gonna watch the price action. If it moves against me, I'm gonna do that. Okay? And if it moves further against me, I'm gonna do that. Okay? Now, when's the last time that you did that? If you're having problems booking your trades, when's the last time you did that? Oh, no. People, they come full force, out of the chute like that. Okay? You come just blaring with if these are capital positions, right? You're gonna throw at the market just like, these are my stacks of $100,000 or stacks of $5,000 or $2,000 or whatever it is, 500, whatever it is. Bam, load it in there. That's my next trade. Yeah. When's the last time you just decided to do, okay, I'm gonna do that. There's a little pepper into it. It moves against me, boom. There you go. Nice, smooth, calm, patient, no problem. It move against me a little more. There you go. How about that? Yeah, want to move against you even more? Well, how about that? And you know this equation. But you don't like this equation because this equation says, and if the whole thing move against me, that's no problem. No problem at all because I'm just going to stack 2 more of these on top of you until I win. And you do the math and you start to think, I'd have to have all the money in the world. No. You have to learn how to trade. Okay? This is an example for you to learn how to trade. Because when you're trading and you're doing something like this and you have such a light level of exposure originally, you're going to learn what the market wants to teach you. And when you have the materials in front of you to ensure that you can do that, it becomes impossible for you not to do well, guys. I'm going to tell you, if you're dedicated to it, you want to win. You want to learn. You want to win. You want to be a good trader. Just pepper in. Boom. Just watch it. Watch it make you worry about less money than you would ever tell anybody that you're sitting there watching and all upset about or interested in. Watch it do it to you. I mean, a light amount of money. not paper trading, etc. Some people will say, well, you need to go heavier, else you won't appreciate the process. I just tell you, if you can't book a trade, if you're stuck and you can't book a trade, try this approach. Try this little bitty approach, boom, okay? And when it move against you, you work into the other components, okay? Just a little food for thought. Don't ever flip a quarter. Don't do it. I'm just kidding with you guys. That's not, you ain't going down that road, huh? Like, because the quarter can't be wrong every time. I've been around those people, like, they've lost so many trades. It's like, listen, I know the quarter can't be wrong every time. Like, man, you need a vacation, bro. You just need a vacation, I guarantee you. And that's okay, huh? So, looking at the support resistance, Fibonacci's in play. I just challenge you guys to do. You'll get better. You'll start looking at the cycles throughout the year, knowing when to heavily hammer into things or not. There are some patterns. They just require double down. You want to make big money, you're going to have to throw big money at it, guys. Something's going to multiply up, give you 5x, 10x, whatever it is, okay? But you want to play big boy style with big boy numbers and this and that, you got to double down. And you got to take your profits, man. No one here is confused about the need to double down at lower levels. That makes us VIP. Nobody else talks about that. Not the way we do. Hammering into the market at lower levels. That is what it's all about. Resource capital is a big deal. Funds to trade with. Some degree of ability to invest in the market is required. Okay? You can be phenomenally successful. I'm going to tell you, phenomenally successful. It won't be the norm, but you could be it. But I'll tell you, the guys who are phenomenally, with a small amount of cash invested, the guys who are phenomenally successful, they pay attention. Good gosh. They listen. They rewatch streams. I am telling you guys, they get through the jokes and everything else. They are laser just on VIP. And I've seen some guys do very, very well. Cool dudes, too. We got a cool crew. Appreciate you guys being here. Good people. So, what do we got? Hey, it's early, huh? Still early. So, I'm seeing a rounding feature right now here. Surprise me, Bitcoin. Let's go. Just classic wave formation. Now, wouldn't this be nice? Ba-ba-boom. Bam. That is the ball game if she wants to work out. And let's draw up the resistance. Make sure you have the top line, frustrating line of resistance across the top. A lot of people may go long on this. Glad you guys stayed around. Ascending triangle indicated. Okay? We look for a flat top on the 5-minute. You got it, okay? Long discussion to get there. Maybe we should have just done it in 2 seconds. I like you guys. It's just the truth. It wouldn't be VIP otherwise. Let everybody else go find the answer. They're going to find the wrong answer. I'm going to tell you guys, they're going to find the wrong answer like 80% of the time. I'm not worried about it. You guys are cool. Now y'all going to be DMing me like, look, I can't spend 2 hours on a stream, but I still need the right answer. This is one of the answers, the beginning of the discussion, right? What are the other aspects of the discussion? You do this in two minutes next time, okay? What did we go through? We started the discussion going down like RSI, going down. We did some cross trend lines, right? So we drew our lines. We went through RSI. We went through CCI. We went through, we didn't really cover into MACD momentum. We can do that in a second if you guys like to do MACD momentum to finish out this discussion, right? But we covered our primary trend lines. Let me get back into this. Kind of evaluative framework in terms of line of resistance. Resistance becomes a little pertinent now. We're going to see where that line is. So the beginning of the discussion, we'll loop it back around. Drawing our trend lines, looking at the macro in terms of, and the macro and the micro, I'd say in terms of your targets. Buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, hit your targets. Okay? I mean, some of this stuff we just never go through in terms of some of the framework to put in the rest of your life or the market around. We'd never go through it, guys. It's important to go through it. I've been around some awesome traders, okay? Just like numero uno dudes. We got Angel from $7.79 Bitcoin. I've been around some of the biggest billion-dollar machine-making dudes, Boom, boom, boom. It's just, it's nice. It's important. That is this crowd. So, yeah, on this, to get back to this specific chart, yes, we would have a bit of an interruption in the topside target. Not what I tell you though, you don't have to be afraid to trade the ascending triangle, but let me say this, guys. You're going to be running into, we're going to have to see where this thing wants to break out, because it already looks like it's, if we're into that 3-2-1 formation, that Elliott wave formation, which essentially is just that wave patterning. And now we're seeing how a potential, what I just took off a rising wedge, right? So now we're seeing how a rising wedge could formulate into, pour out, and become part of an ascending triangle. Ascending line of support, it would be better if it would just cruise down a touch into here. Just a little bit. This is something that could take a little bit of time, depending upon how it wants to formulate, guys, depending upon how strong the market is, etc. But you have the original line of resistance across the top, okay? Without a doubt, you have that. So Desmond, the lower side projected, this is the first one like this we've seen, okay? I'm going to go ahead and give it to it. This is the first ascending triangle we've seen at the bottom of a expanding diagonal, leading diagonal, okay? Which is pretty cool, because as we talk about complementary or contradictory patterns, absolutely contradictory. We have a very bullish pattern at the end of a very bearish pattern. You got to watch it, huh? That's trading. It's just so funny when people ask me, and they ask you too, is it going up or is it going down? Like, is it going to go up? I'm like, man, what are you going to do if it goes up? That's what I need to start telling them. You need to start telling them too. Is something such and such going to go up? What are you going to do if it goes up? Well, the correct answer would be, well, I'm going to sell it. You know if you tell them, huh? You know if you tell them, well, is such and such going to go down? Right? Oh, it's going down. Oh. No one wants a piece of it. We do. We're going to buy it. So we're always buying, we're always selling, below and above. That mentality, wrap your mind around that mentality. Buy low, sell high. Okay. Is something going up? Good, huh? Why? So you can sell it. So you can profit on it. Angel says his best trade was $7.79 Bitcoin up to $899. Boom. Love it. Bought back below 200. Like, most people cannot process what just happened there. Most people cannot process that. How it's more beneficial for him to have done that than to have just held. He should have just held. He would still own it at $7.79. Most people won't. What they literally, there's this gut reaction they can't deal with. It's almost like a sympathy. They have a weird emotional reaction they can't get over. There's this emotional tug back to, oh, but he sold it for $899. He rebought it for a fourth of that price. The mind cannot process. The average intellect and emotional, you just can't process it, guys. It's not that complicated, but it seems like it is. Huh? It seems like it is. So the one issue we have with the ascending triangle, we do loop into this. We cut into the top line resistance to support, resistance, support, resistance, support. Okay. We loop into 30 minutes, not quite flat across the top. The 5 minute is beautiful. We do loop into this. We cut back in and kind of hitch into this top line resistance. We want the flat top. That's it, guys. We want the flat top on the ascending triangle. So let's dig into this. Watch this white dotted line. Don't be afraid of it, but keep it on your radar. Okay, you guys know how to get that from early in the stream? Resistance on the 4 hourly. Boom, boom, carried down. It's there. That's a real line. CCI is good, per recollection. CCI is good. Aaron, what's up, brother? What's going on, man? Aaron, new Basecamp member. What's up, brother? Nice to see you. Appreciate you sharing your trade background a little bit earlier on. Get here just in time. Angel, Aaron is new Basecamp. And he's in the right spot. Boom. Look forward to you becoming VIP if you so choose. Stepping on up. I thought today maybe VIP is a little bit intimidating. I don't know. It could be. We're just not soft guys, We're just not. We have a good time. We're not like we're not like we're nice guys, but it's just like we're not like patty cake. Moon boy, we're not that. Whatever that is or not. I have no idea, but we're not that. We're just good guys. And we'd like to beat the market, but we do it with a level of sophistication and professionalism. We respect, this is it, we respect institutionalized hedge funds, et cetera, to the extent that we're going to beat the heck out of them, okay? But we just know their game well enough, okay? I know the books they use. I know where, I went to school with those dudes. I know those guys. I had a hedge fund, right? Like I look forward to beating all those guys on the street. Bottom line. My philosophy always was if you can't beat him, then hire the best guy over there and bring him over here right now, right? It's not like join him now. I'm gonna take their number one guy. Whatever it is, it's like in life and business, just so you guys know, it's like, whatever it would be in whatever context, okay? That's just me. It's like if you can't beat him, hire the best guy they have over there. You can't duplicate yourself necessarily. But if somebody has some hidden magic or anything else, or is you probably get along with them better at your spot, then it's in common dialogue, guys. At your spot, then you would get along with then they would get along with the other group anyway, right? So It's kind of cool because none of us are like, for hire is not a particularized business, et cetera, that we have. It has trappings of a business, certainly needs to run somewhat like a business. But we just have that dynamic. We have a really cool, we have a really great, what would you call it? Luke popping up in the house. What's up, brother? Appreciate that, Luke, in the house. That we talk about the dynamic. It's real, huh? Without a doubt, Luke shows up. Thank you, Luke, in the house. Appreciate that. And I just know for a fact Luke is going to do extremely well. I know he's doing well, but I'm talking about the guy's going to do extremely well. I know some things. I've been around a lot of traders, Luke. It's just cool, and I'm excited about that. You want to do well. That's one of the key principal portions of it. You want to do well. So we have that line. We have some immediate lines and some more distant lines. We have some, let's go to the 4 hourly. That's close, huh? I'm going to ragtag this on the, let's see this real quickly. And I appreciate that, Luke. Dun, 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 dun. Luke, I was thinking about your trade game today, particularly in that I think you would see the value in having potentially 8 to 10 trades a year. I was thinking about you and your style. Luke saying hi, Angel and VIP. What is up? Appreciate that, Luke. Let's do this. Shout out to Luke. Let me see this real quickly, and then I'll get back to the technicals. To Luke. All right. Angel has not been feeling well, so if he's here, he's in the background, and he may be just snoozing a bit. Angel, Luke is saying hello to you in the chat. So I will let him get that if he's, well, he sent me some pictures earlier today. Him and his baby girl kind of just relaxing, his little Eden Rain, his little daughter. He's not feeling good. So let's carry this down, locked in, magnetized. Let's get this down. Interesting, huh? Look at this. Luke is he's got some raw talent in terms of, I think he's just his level of intellect. He brings it to the market, and it's just nice to see. He's busy with the kiddos a lot. Cool kids. Must be fun. I got lucky. God kids. God children. And I never thought I'd be a godfather, something like that. But that's okay. I put up with that. That's fine. And prior relationships. Have me a few. Prior big homes. Have me. Prior relationship. Prior woman. She like Louis Vuitton. Anyway, I won't talk about all that stuff. But Luke is a good family man. So, it would be nice if we could kind of dissolve this pattern, the framework of this here, and just say for the record we broke down out of it. Wouldn't that be nice? For some reason, though, we kind of wanted to express on the different time frames. This is just 2022. It keeps wanting to do this to us. This level of uncertainty. We're going to have to work on kind of a dismissive strategy. What can we do to dismiss some of the uncertainty? Like qualify the uncertainty as relevant or irrelevant. We'll do a little bit of work on that at some point. That's like a process. When I talk to you guys, like some of the stuff that I go through with you, it's just like alpha training, like alpha traders. But it's just we spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time with those guys. I spend like 24 hours within a short period of time intensively going through things. There we go. Angel saying hello to Luke. Boom, 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 boom. Nice to see, guys. Boom. So it'd be nice to dismiss with this pattern. Technically, it's just not contemplated to fall back within this same line of support, which is why I discussed, Desmond, if you're still around, and VIP from the beginning, which is why I discussed the framework of the expanding wedge at the top level. All right, because the expectation is a fall out from the pattern. Okay? That's the expectation. Fall out, expanding, leading diagonal, fall out, boom. And you really get to the point here with this smaller feature. Hopefully you're on a big screen TV, guys. Hopefully you are. I hope you are, because you need to be able to see this stuff. You know, it seems like a wraparound TV for this. Now, let's see. And there we go. Very nice. Angel, appreciate that. Saying hello, Aaron, just in case my chat didn't go through. Ba-boom. Bam. So this is the expected angle that we have on a pattern like this. It can be a little bit steeper, okay? Just not, when we get into this, that's just really steep already. It would literally require to really break down at this point, and you guys just see it, it would literally require just an absolute near like throttle to the downside. Like, you know, sayonara, white flag moment, boom. Abrupt departure from any notion of maintaining. And Aaron saying, hey, what's up, Angel? Nice to see. Shouting back at you. Aaron, new base camp. So the extent to which, and those materials I brought up, guys, those are just, those are Prechter, P-R-E-C-H-T-E-R, Prechter, Elliott Wave International. Do I love Elliott Wave International? Like, do what? They're not my favorite, like, you know, dinner topic, hanging out at the, you know, I went to some it was National Margarita Day today, so that was cool. I went out and hung out at a bar with some whoever, nobody of real relevance. So as we would talk about, they weren't VIP guys, I have to tell you, but it was National Margarita Day, so I don't know. Figured I'd go. Ran into one guy who was trying to be VIP. I got to tell you, Angel, talking about Polkadot, all these different stuff. Layer 1, Layer 2 security, inner workings, and this and that. Polkadot's the only solution. Like, you get out there in your pink Corvette. You drive you're going to muscle your way home in that pink Corvette. He had a pink Corvette with Lambo doors on it. Hello is a common courtesy. London working 24/7, and I'm frankly resting. What would be the rationale for anyone not saying hello? That's right. That is right. It's so easy, huh? It's just what we do. And I am working 24/7. I don't want to miss anything in the market. I like being able to honestly say last night we caught and I just like this every day, guys. You know me. I'm not sure everybody can keep up with it. Some of you guys, you learn to deal with it, but not everybody can really keep up with it. You know, it's like, we caught this specific pattern in the back. You know, just what's the bottom line? If you wanted to trade it, you had the trade. When I bring up, you know, we caught 29,750. I mean, you get down to, when you look at the chart on Bitcoin, right, this secondary, you know, run to the upside, it's like, you know, when I tell people we caught this in the back, 29,750 ascending triangle in the back, right? There, you know, people are like, yeah, sure. No, the point is, if you wanted to trade it and if you had your setup and you were ready to trade, you did not miss the bottom of this at all. I am telling you, VIP didn't miss this one beat. Boom, bam, 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 right? Nobody gets to say that. That was such a micro move. Boom. I like staying on top of the market. I appreciate the fact that we stay on top of it as a community. At VIP, we run this stuff. This is what we do. It's cool. It's going to be a good 2022. Looking for a pickup in terms of the line of resistance. I want you to carry this line down. Please carry that down for your. Just humor yourselves. Just do it on your own computer. Get on a big screen TV. Make sure you can see these technicals. And just draw out a big triangle if you want to right now. Based on that specific line, just humor yourself for a minute. Now, it looks a little different now. Purple is the RSI. Just so you know, purple behind, that's the 30 on the RSI on the 4-hourly. Resistance. Don't worry about bottom line support right now, okay? Don't worry about that necessarily right now. I want to draw something where you can see this resistance. This is the most important framework up here. I can stitch this in through here if I want to. I may change that in a minute. Resistance, loop through, hit upon, support failed, boom. Up and over, now carving into this area. We have this line. It's been expressed a few different times. We were on a rocket ride here. Bam, nice move to the upside. Ascending triangle in this feature played, okay, with nice momentum, nice velocity. Okay, we're in a slow go mode right now. You're trying to complete an ascending triangle to the upside. I don't necessarily want to do this or keep this on the map like this. It's not important that I do it or don't do it. The most important thing right now is that you understand you have a line of resistance across the top here, period, which is going to combat your ability. I would definitely snap to grid, use your magnet mode. Just get on with that, okay? Go to the 5-minute chart, look at your lines on the 5-minute. See that white dotted line? If you run into a frustration on your ascending triangle, assuming buyers can continue to pick up and you want to play a breakout trade here, always buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns. Will people actually trade both sides of this, meaning sell at resistance here and then trade the pattern? I'll call that style. You guys can call that style if you'd like to. It would depend upon the market. It would depend upon the spread, cost to get in and out of your position. It would depend upon the mood of the market. Question being, would people actually sell right here? Now, you know, here, yeah, they would, right? Of course they would here, right? The cross level, cross pivot, intermittent high at 38,410. Of course they would here, but what about here? Well, it depends on a lot of factors, right? Sometimes some of your leverage positions, man, you know, it's like pulling teeth sometimes, guys. Getting in and out of those with the spread, etc. It's tight. You got to be careful on those. Spot with some good liquidity, a decently tight spread on the order books. That's the difference between the bid and the ask. If you're not just hitting the button, we don't hit the button on crypto.com, guys. This is not the group to hit the button on crypto.com. We want you to have an advanced interface, an advanced exchange to deal with. It's not complicated. It is not at all, guys. We'll be able to kind of help you with that. We want you to develop in 2022. And I know that you can do it. If you're listening and you're on board, I know that you can do it. We'll ramp up pretty heavily, guys. We'll get into kind of exchange, inner workings, etc. We'll get into order books, and we're going to do a lot of stuff this year. It's going to be a fun year. So we have the top line resistance here. You just saw how we drew out the white line. All right, we have this line here from the top pivots carried down. So you have a little bit of a, and this is just where it gets, the market wants your time. You guys know this. You either carry a position, you relax, or you stay focused. You're in a market that doesn't like to move in front of you. I know the feeling. It's like your watch, you'll spend hours, and it doesn't really want to move in front of you. Go to a lower time frame. That's the only solution I have for that. Just go to a lower time frame, see if that helps. It's not going to solve the problem. Look at this, guys. This is some slow price action. This is the last, let's just, dig into this, guys. This is the last day. You've got some moves here from the, last night around this time, we pointed out in the back the falling wedge right after we got off stream, right? Just the falling wedge. Let's get into, that was that when we found it, 57,000. That's okay. Yeah, we found this falling wedge last night. It was about the last thing I did was just, here you go. Boom. So that worked out well, right? That was a nice falling wedge. Watching it develop from kind of the fan pattern formation that we went through and deciding, yeah, definitely it's fitting into conformance with a wedge. So that played out very well. Boom, to the upside. Shout out to the VIP. Shout out to Angel Matos. We haven't fired off Angel Air in a while. Got a few different things in terms of cool graphics. Slam the like button. Do that for me. Power up VIP. I'm going to put power up VIP. Bam in the comments. It's 2022, guys. We gotta ace this stuff. We gotta be numero uno. So we have contradictory patterns right now. They're not complementary because we have a bullish expression of an ascending triangle. Bam, flat top. Always need the flat top. Resistance, not a bad thing. Flat top, perfectly flat is perfect for the ascending triangle. Then we need buyers to step in. Bullish expression here, bam, with a bearish expression of the expanding wedge. Uncertainty, risk, period. Cover the risk with backup capital. Don't be overexposed. You know how to trade an ascending triangle. They are not fun to trade on a breakout if you know that you're going into a line of resistance. Traders know this, okay? Did you just catch that? If you trade ascending triangles quite a bit, you do not want to trade one into a line of resistance, i.e. this top line formation. You do not want to, you just don't want to if you trade a lot. Now, if you trade a lot and you like to trade ascending triangles, the breakouts into resistance, hey, maybe you're the first trader I've met like that because you don't want anything there to stop you. I'm not being facetious. I'm not being anything. I'm just telling you guys. The first thing a trader is going to want to do is say, well, I'd prefer this thing just to go out like this. I know it'll take more time. I'd prefer this to really get on out here. Can we get? Can I get around this thing somehow? Can I get around this line of resistance somehow? That purple's flashing on the screen. Sorry. That's the RSI. Okay. Already looked at the CCI RSI. Okay. Our two crucial indicators in addition to MACD, and I'll take a look at MACD here in a little bit. So we have the framework for the ascending. We'd like it to push time frame. Ideally, when we talk about this, I would feel more comfortable as a trader, honestly, to trade this ascending triangle. I would feel more comfortable if it could wait 14 more hours. That's it. I would feel more comfortable with putting in a decent cash position, getting over this line of resistance or getting past this line of resistance where it's not an issue. We would still have this dotted line. We would still have this preceding resistance, resistance to just the carry through for that, what's expressed as a triangulation there. Okay, so we're going to have to deal with that specific line at some point. We flew up through it very nicely here. We just did. Take this green line off. Boom. Not expressing necessarily I'm not trying to express a descending triangle necessarily throughout the entirety of this. We had from here to here, right? We had this flat top. I'm going to say, sorry, the flat bottom, the support. Just thinking to myself, how am I going to draw the top? Let me get through. I'll have to pull this over here. So we had this in play, and for some reason I never really liked it. I don't think the market really likes it. It's not really a popular pattern to look at. I know that, guys. If we're looking at something on the screen that's not like all that great looking, that's not a nice pattern. We don't like descending triangles. Hey, I get it, 100%. It just doesn't change the fact that it's there. That you have orders waiting here, which is important because that's going to be above your golden pocket of this expressed, and we haven't talked about this yet. Please pay attention, okay? That of this previously existing descending triangle, multiple hits along the level of support here and then carried down in this centralized zone here, right? Resistance, resistance, right? Tempted support would have been nice. Failure back in through the prior resistance. Cross-trend line, essentially. Okay? So, and different time frames are going to show this line a little bit differently. So, just allow, if you can, just allow a little bit of deviation in terms of what you see on the screen. Is it perfect? No, but is it expressive of something important? Absolutely, as you talk about picking up orders on this level. And if you're structured in, I'm just going to tell you guys, as you structure your targets, as you look at getting value in the market, as you would look at this, and I just don't even want to say 29,805. I just don't even want to say it. I just presented the technicals. You guys run with it. How about that? Deal? Let me do this. Let me lower this because I don't want to talk about it going under 30. All right? I don't want to talk about it. That's just it, and we don't have to talk about it. You know the technicals well enough. You want to talk about it? What I'll say is a whole lot of orders waiting. A lot of people with stacked up just truckloads full of cash are down here, guys. You understand that, right? Period. You don't have to like it. Those guys want some value. They want the price to come on down. You have no idea what kind of heavy money is in these lower areas, ready to hammer into it. You say, well, that's not bullish. You better believe it's bullish. Trying to get the best price in the market. You have no idea how excited people would be to get lower prices. Will it give it to us? So this is a key line here. We know that, the white dotted line. I've got some indicated areas here. We have an indicated area here as well. We also have another indicated area here. And we're going to go through pick up on price. Now, the extent to which you don't get a full, let's just talk about the standard pattern completion, what we'd like to see in an ascending triangle. I just want to thank all VIP and base campers for being here tonight. You guys are really cool people. Thank you. I mean that. You're good guys. We appreciate you, Angel, being here. we wouldn't necessarily want to just call this, let's look at this, an ascending triangle. We would like an ascending triangle to be just ideally, guys, to ideally be something like this. Okay? And I bring up the kind of the ideal framework because what we want is some sort of a drawdown of the price action if we can get it down below, okay, then reinforce where buyers are stepping in at a later point in time. What that does is, okay, what that will do is the following. The further you go down to set, and you've done a decent job here as you look at not trying to accomplish any kind of a swing failure. The market may view it as a swing failure if you get below this preceding low. So I'm not as I expanded this, I'm not upset with the way that this looks right now, but just in terms of pattern conformance, I'm also of the mindset right now, but understand this, that I wouldn't mind it doing this to get out away from this line of resistance. Because that line of resistance is a real, I mean, that's directly immediately right here. So I'm not the kind of guy I want to just trade into a line of resistance depending upon the situation. If it's a different situation, depending upon what's going on, sometimes I'll travel. I will heavily trade into a line of resistance. I'll hammer into one. This wouldn't be that moment. This is a pattern trade, so I would like the highest probability for our traders, for VIP. I want you guys to have all of the hurdles out of the way, or at least have them discussed if you're going to be putting money into a trade. This is money. And if you have just splash cash, maybe you got 5 G's or 10 G's or 20 or 30 or 50 every month, and it's just it's discretionary income. It is what it is. You get to have fun, you get to trade, enjoy it, hammer into it a little bit. Maybe it's 2022. You want to think about a way of putting together some discretionary income. How could you do that every month? Maybe crypto is your solution. A lot of people backing off trading right now. A lot of people getting afraid to trade. No doubt about the fact that institutional frameworks would love to send retail home with something that looks like this. Look at that pattern, guys. Do you see this? This was easy, all right? This was a piece of cake. It took people about a week to get over the shock. And then it was, okay, we're in the same zone. A little bit of shock here in 2021. Fall down below. Where are we going? But this was easy stuff. This is crafted. This is almost like hand tailored to run all the retail off of the market. What do you guys think? Not many people in retail know this pattern. They just don't. So when we brought it up at 57, boom, not a whole lot of people are going to say, hey, by the way, it's about to, what did it go down? 26%. Some of these patterns they're just not real. It hasn't been a real, hospitable market. You just look at what we've been through. It is pattern after pattern after pattern after pattern, failed pattern after failed pattern. We had, after this expanding diagonal, we did have a bullish pattern here. Take some time. So, bearish pattern, bullish pattern. But amidst the second, I'd say the next pattern, we have the entirety of this time was how long, guys? That's a month spent at this level. Week, probably 2 weeks waiting for this wedge to develop. 17 days waiting for that wedge to develop. Period of time waiting for the breakout in and above this level. Is it going to go? Is it going to do? Wanting it to, we are bulls. We got to We're alphas. I always say that sometimes. We're alphas. We send the bulls and the bears both home. We beat them both. That's the idea. But the expression we are bullish. We want the market to do quote unquote well. Whether or not it does, it goes up or down, we still want to beat it. Because when the market goes down, it still has returns. And not just negative returns. It creates money. Okay? People still have positive returns when the market goes down. So we recognize that. Do you guys remember this line? This was the line that, and I don't know that it's going to match up exactly with where we are right now. Yeah, that's where we were on, and I called that. I remember telling you guys, if you trade a lot, this does not want to hold here. You guys will specifically remember the ones who were paying attention to that drop. Me just telling you, if you trade a lot, that this does not want to hold along this preceding level of resistance. After getting up and out and just holding back here, this does not want to hold. Boom. That was a big move. I'm specific about that. I tell people, if you trade a lot, because otherwise you don't know. And that's okay, but you can trade at lower levels with lower amounts of cash if you choose. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So our bottom line is a framework into an ascending wedge, a bullish pattern right now that seems to be reinforced by some buyer activity. Looks like the buyers are present. The mere indication that we have a flat top, bam, needs to put you on notice any day of the week, guys, that there are buyers in the market. It doesn't seem like it. You're going to say, well, no, they're taking it's a double top. It's a this and that. No. When you see a flat double top, you see bam, bam, flat double top, think, okay? Think ascending triangle. It's fine. Think double top. That's you learn that. That's the first thing. We teach that to first graders. Double top. Cool. The traders who are making money are thinking, where's my ascending triangle? Boom, boom. Always looking on every time frame. Can I find it? Can I find a flat top? And I'm talking completely flat, guys. This is completely flat. Presence of buyers. The presence of buyers. So, can this fail to the downside? You betcha. We had, let me find, this previously fail. Okay. Smaller ascending, failed. Bitcoin has been full of ascending failures. Okay. This pattern in here as well on different time frames. Let's just draw this out. Just to put this in context. Okay? These are bullish, guys. They're supposed to be bullish. During this retracement, they have been difficult. You have to respect them because at the 50% retracement from our target level, what do we hit down here? We hit an ascending triangle that smoked, literally just boom. Burnt rubber, whatever you want to say, just out of the building, boom, to the upside. Ascending triangle, flat top of resistance, rough equivalent there. A little bit of differentiation. I gave it to it the whole time because about the median of this line was just a flat top between these three hits on the candle wicks. Ascending line of support right here, boom, flat top resistance. This one hitched in here on the left. You see that? It hitched on the left. Let me zoom in so you can see that. See that hitch? Right there. So similar feature ongoing there with the feature that we have ongoing here with that hitch. All right? I said it's not ideal. It's just been an expressive It's been expressive of the technicals, right? That it would want to kind of hitch in like that. It's just not ideal. It's not. The market always has variation. We can say that without being too dismissive. It's just that is the case. So we see that hitch in here. The same flat top. So market's throwing at the traders, guys. It just is 2022. And to say, well, it's a bullish pattern is contraindicated because these are both. I have to bring up the one from the 4 hourly in terms of what created the entirety of this move up, or otherwise it's like, are you sure those are bullish? It's one of the most bullish things in the right market, guys. An ascending triangle will print money. It will print it. It is a good pattern to look at. So on the cusp of 2 ascending triangle failures. And now the candles may have helped a bit on these. Maybe. I challenge you to look into the candles. Bit of an ascending wedge on this candle work and quite a bit of an ascending wedge on this candle work. Maybe that clears things up just a touch. And reminds us to look at the candles on this framework. And we're still looking really good, guys. It's a nice flat top. So let's go ahead and measure what we would, all things going according to the bulls. Let's just measure from the current price up about, it's not bad, 6.43%. Stacking close to, close to $2,500 on. Up to 40,531. It's not bad. That would be a move. It'd be great for us to beat a bearish pattern. Oh, man. If you guys have been trading, you know how important the statement I just said was. If we could just beat a bearish pattern, please, right? It would have been nice for us to beat it up here, without a doubt. It wasn't necessarily a bearish pattern. To the extent you saw this as a double top, really strong pennant. You can call every pennant a double top, maybe, I guess, but it's just a strong triangulation pennant. So it just failed. The inverse head and shoulders would have been Hiroshima, man. That would have been awesome. Dang it. Everybody knows. Like, dang it. Oh, you would have been looking at what, $58,000? Yeah, we measured up. $58,000 Bitcoin. Dang it. Would have been fun. Maybe we hadn't earned it somehow. Who knows? Imagine a control desk somewhere just saying, they haven't been working that hard. No, I don't think they deserve that right now. Just say what? Elon has some control desk, or who knows. But the market has its way of making you earn it a little bit. Some guys just seem lucky they get it. They got into Dogecoin or Shiba, whatever. I think Elon's a pretty good model. He decides to have fun with the meme, and he's serious about Bitcoin in the back with the big bucks. He plays like he cares about Bitcoin with the dollars. And if you're into the other memes, that's cool. But act like you care with the big guys and the big dough with something that trades well and carry your liquidity. You say, well, I'm a light trader now, no big deal. Well, maybe you're not going to be a light trader forever. Maybe you're going to step up in your career. Some other things happen. You can make some real money. I like the polish that Bitcoin throws on the conversation. It's nice, particularly if you can trade it well. We have an incredible history here at VIP of trading Bitcoin. Angel and I booked a nice trade in 2021 on Bitcoin. That was nice. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun, Angel. Maybe we will do that again in 2022 a bit. We'll see. He's been trading for years, so it's a privilege to trade with him when possible. Let's see here. So if we could beat this bearish pattern, it'd be beautiful. We already comprise one bullish pattern in the midst of this bearish pattern, the falling wedge, but we might just say that that could be a function of getting back to the top line resistance. Right? This top line resistance. I just want it to be cemented in everyone's, in the framework. Just last night, the last thing that we found was a bullish falling wedge. Tonight, the last thing that we have found is the framework for an ascending triangle. You know the levels of resistance above you. I'll cut a short video tomorrow morning with the way that this works out or the way it's continuing to unfold. I'll be in the back. You guys know me. I'll be in the back hammering through, and we'll update you on the price action as soon as it happens. Appreciate you, Angel. Appreciate you, Aaron, for jumping in, for all the guys who, base camp or otherwise. Luke, Desmond, cool people in the house. Who else we got? We got a lot of guys just sitting in the back, just chilling. So what I will say is, guys, it's just a pleasure to have you here. Mr. Matos, hats off to you. I hope you're feeling better. And I did resolve, I think, that situation with YouTube. You are no longer, I don't believe that you are restricted from super chatting. You may super chat within limitation, but yes, you may. So you may have at it at your, as you feel led. We have some cool stuff here at the channel in 2022 and hope to be adding value and hope that that value is recognized overall by the market. So guys, this is London with Crypto Kingdom Bitcoin Spike. Hope you've appreciated the time this evening I have. I hope it makes you better traders. And I hope you guys are the best traders in the market. We'll talk to you soon, guys. I'll do a quick video later on in the morning probably, and we will stream again tomorrow night. Let's go get them. I'll be in the back soon, guys. Thanks so much.